My name is Steve Ridgel, and as a lot of you would know, I do a lot of funerals. And by a lot, I mean I average two or three a month. If this year is like last year, I'll do somewhere between 30 and 35 funerals this year. I do funerals for believers. I do funerals for non-believers that don't have a preacher, and the funeral home calls me. I do funerals for old people. I do funerals sometimes for babies. I do a lot of funerals. And I tell you what you think about at funerals, everybody thinks about legacy. And maybe that's just because I'm getting older, and frankly, maybe that's why I do a lot of funerals, but old people think a lot about legacy. And by legacy, here's what I mean. What do you leave behind that lasts? That's your legacy. Some people try to do their legacy in material things, and all good fundraisers for nonprofits and churches and colleges and all those kind of things, they even talk about legacy gifts in the sense that maybe something you give will do something that will make a difference for a long time. I think legacy is not found in material things or in any kind of building or any kind of business or any kind of, you know what I think legacy is? Legacy is something that lasts, and people are what last. Now, if you're a believer, people you influence for eternity, that's your legacy. I talk to a lot of people that are older and they talk about their grown kids, and I can tell the ones that really are leaving a legacy. The ones that are not leaving a legacy go back years to talk about anything significant. Well, 30 years ago when my son was in high school, he was all district. Okay, maybe that legacy lasts. I doubt most people remember who was all district 30 years ago. And 100 years from now, you'll be lucky to find it. I may not even be things like all district in 100 years, so I'm not sure that's your legacy. But when you look at your kids and say, they're faithful Christians, they make a difference in this world. That's legacy. When that faith gets passed from you to your kids and then it gets passed to your grandkids, that's your legacy. So three things I really want to tell you, kinds of people that are your legacy if you're a believer. One is obviously your immediate family, your kids, your grandkids. That's your legacy. And one of the things that gives me great comfort in this world, when I'm gone, there'll be people in my family who are still talking about Jesus. That's going to outlive me by 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years. There'll be people in my direct bloodline who are talking about Jesus. That's a great legacy. I'll see my family again in heaven, and I'd call that a great legacy. But the other kind of legacy you have besides your family, those people that are your people, your really good friends that you walk by in a time of crisis, the people that fell and you helped them get up, the people you were close to that you helped them realize that grace and forgiveness is for them, the people you kept in the light and helped them walk toward the finish line with Jesus. That's your legacy because they do good in this world. The people that are your people, that you do life with, maybe it's your church people, that's part of your legacy. And finally, I want to tell you the other legacy that most people don't think about. It's the people that you really made a difference in their life and you don't even know it. The struggling single mom at church that you were nice to and you messed with her kids and it made a difference to her. The people that watched you put your marriage together and thought, if they can do it, I can save my marriage. The people that watched as you were kind and as you did things for Jesus. The people you spoke to, the people you didn't even know listened. The seeds you planted or watered and God gave increase that you don't even know about. That's your legacy. So I'm going to tell you, when you think about what difference have I made in this world and what have I done that's going to last, it is passing on faith. So you be very intentional about trying to pass faith to your kids and grandkids. You be very intentional about living faith with your people. And you be very intentional about living your life in such a way that people you don't even know are watching are impacted. And someday in heaven, you'll have a lot of time to really realize what your legacy truly was and that it really did last forever.